Hello, I'm Anne Brock, Master Distiller at Bombay Sapphire. And today I'm going to be speaking with Natasha Curtin, who is the Global Vice President of Bombay Sapphire. She's here to tell us some of the inside story on how Bombay became such an iconic brand. So thank you for Natasha for joining me. Before we get started, I have actually made a couple of Bombay Rambler tonics for us to enjoy while we talk.
Cheers. So, Anne, hello. It's a real pleasure to talk to you today and catch up on Bombay Sapphire. So, let's start on the origins of the brand. And Bombay, ever since the brand launched in 1986, has always been a brand that's looked to disrupt the status quo, be distinctive, and really at its heart to inspire and enable creativity. And what this meant from example, from a bottle point of view, was this now iconic blue bottle that was launched amongst a sea of green. From a liquid point of view, it was about seeking and finding the world's best sustainably sourced in botanicals and marrying them with a unique vapor infusion process to create this bright and complex liquid that we're known for. And finally, really from a brand behaviour point of view, Bombay has always looked to stir creative spirits within people, and really from partnering with creative pioneers such as Tom Dixon, who won one of our designer glass competitions, to supporting emerging artists via our Artisan Series platform, right through to our beautifully designed glass houses at Laverstoke Mill by Thomas Heatherwick. The brand has always looked and sought for ways to inspire and support creativity for the last 30 years and counting.
Wow, it's so interesting to hear about the sort of long-standing history of the brand and also its long relationship and connection to design and creativity. And I know that's something that the brand continues to this day. Could you tell us a little bit about that commitment to creativity?
Today, and ever since Bombay Sapphire was created, there has been and always will be this ongoing commitment to creativity, and it's a global, call to arms and mission that we believe we can unlock the creative potential that everyone has within them. How this comes to life is through our global platform of Stir Creativity, and it really has inspired a whole host of events, competitions and platforms and connections that we've been able to make globally with people who really have creativity at their heart. So we did a series of canvas events which took place in London, Milan, Amsterdam, Berlin, Paris, which was about us finding local artists who needed places and spaces to show their work and create, and marrying up with some blank, unloved places in the cities and giving them to them as a blank canvas to transform over a period of time, opening this space up to the public who were invited to come along, enjoy some amazing cocktails, while also seeing people, being creative right before their eyes. Beyond this as well, we have ongoing creative partnerships with the likes of Milan Design Fair, with Frieze Art Fair, with the other art fair, which just sort of people, again, that we want to work with to have this ongoing commitment to inspiring creativity. And one area as well that we love to continue our support with in creativity is within the bartending community. So there is a long-standing series in our North America markets around trying to find each year the most motivated bartender, where we set the challenge to bartenders to come up with the most wonderful and creative ways they can to make the ultimate creative cocktail, really showcase their creative skills.
What I really like about the idea of Stir Creativity is that it's a notion that really resonates with a lot of people, and in particular bartenders. I go into bars and I speak to bartenders who use Bombay Sapphire, and they say they like to use it almost like as a canvas for their creativity. It's the starting point at which their creative ideas come when making cocktails, and I think that's a really valuable asset that Bombay Sapphire has. But Stir Creativity isn't just, the bartender side of things. It's at the heart of our innovation pipeline as well, isn't it?
Creativity absolutely is in the heart of our innovation, and it's about us keeping our consumers in the hearts of our plans and trying to respond to that growing thirst, particularly within the gin category, for innovation and trial and new flavours and new ways to try and enjoy this amazing category of gin. So we've been answering some of that ongoing consumer design with a recent series of innovations that have come out of Bombay Sapphire. So just to highlight a couple of them, the most recent one was a English estate, which is really a love letter to our home in Laverstoke, really taking inspiration from the local English countryside and infusing Bombay Sapphire with botanicals which really capture that place and space for us. Another more recent innovation that's just come out is actually the Bombay Bramble, which we've been drinking today, which is really inspired by the bramble cocktail and is bursting with raspberries and blackberries, and it's 100% natural fruit expression, which really gives that wonderful gin taste, but with this bold berry flavour, which is now a new favourite of mine. And perhaps another sort of innovation that I can talk to that really shows our creativity at heart is a recent launch of the ready-to-drink format. We know people are really interested in having convenience and that sort of moment on the go, but not in a way that would compromise on flavours and taste. So we've worked really hard and just recently launched, as I said, our ready-to-drink gin and tonic, which is being enjoyed across Europe. And as we get more towards the summer season, I'm sure will be enjoyed by more people in more occasions in more places.
Yes, it's been a really busy time at Laverstoke with all the innovations coming through and the pipeline that we've got ahead of us. But that's what makes it such an exciting time to be part of the brand. And I know my team are really looking forward to all these new products. But maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the sustainability credentials of Bombay Sapphire and our distillery in particular.
Yes, our sustainability credentials are something we are particularly proud of a brand, and it's an area that we know people are becoming increasingly more interested in and more demanding around, as they quite rightfully want to understand what and how their products they consume are made. So we believe that Bombay Sapphire is the most environmentally responsible international gin, and we are on the journey to having all 10 of our botanicals that go into Bombay Sapphire gin to be certified as sustainable. And we're working with Ivana Tanuti, our master of botanicals, in order to achieve this. Another example of our commitment to sustainability is really the design of our distillery at Laverstoke Mill, which was rated outstanding, and it's the first distillery and refurbishment to achieve this accreditation for its distillery and its process buildings. So something we're incredibly proud of. And I think as a small side note, I think a really big thank you to you, Anne, and the team at Laverstoke, who have recently diverted the process of our alcohol production to supply some really much needed hand sanitizer for the local community, doctors, care homes and clinics, in order to give them some of the much needed, as I said, hand sanitizer has been needed in these recent challenges times. So huge thanks to you and the team for being able to do this.
Yes, it's been a very busy year for the brand and there's certainly more to come, so do watch this space. Natasha, thank you for joining us today. I hope that Bramble and Tonic is going down nicely. I'm going to do a virtual cheers to the audience if you'd like to join me.
Thanks very much for spending some time with me talking about Bombay Sapphire. It's been a real pleasure. I think the last thing to say is cheers to you all.